Hi! So this week's video I thought that I would talk about public speaking and anxiety because I have really bad anxiety and I also have a presentation speech like group thing that I have to give. We were supposed to give it today, or it was due today, but because there are so many groups we did not get to go. So my group is now going on Monday. And I almost had a panic attack today because of it. So fun. These are just kind of some of the things that I do so that I'm better prepared, so that I don't have a panic attack like I almost did. The first thing is I don't wear any jewelry that I might play with. So like I will, like I've done it before where I've stood there and I've played with like rings or like bracelets that I've worn, and even I used to do it with necklaces sometimes where I would just play with them the entire time. And I know girls oftentimes like they play with their hair and all that stuff. So I don't wear anything that I know I might like play with that'll distract people from what I'm saying. And I don't know if you guys do it, but I focus in on things that people do and I can't focus on what they're saying because I'm too distracted by what they're doing with their hands or like other body parts. Another thing that I do when I get there is when I stand up, I pick 3 points in the room, just kind of spread evenly to focus on, and I never make eye contact with people. I look above people's heads so it looks like I've seen people do it and it looks like you're making eye contact with someone else in the room, because you know everyone's like, you have to make eye contact. Eye contact is important to make, and when you're speaking publicly, I can't do that. It freaks the hell out of me. Like I can't. No. So I'll pick kind of 3 points in the room and I'll just kind of look at them like periodically. Another thing, pace yourself. I know, at least from my experience, I get up there and I say things a lot quicker than I intend to because I get so freaked out. So pacing yourself. The most important thing though, if you have really bad social anxiety like I do and you have to give group presentations, like part of why I got so freaked out about this one is because I am a communications major. That's my declared major. However, I've not been accepted into the program yet, and I have to do really well on this presentation to get into the program. That's kind of where a lot of my anxiety was coming from, was if I don't do well on this, I'm gonna be in school for like at least an extra semester, which I can't afford. Yay, American school systems. Woo! One of the last things, they kind of coincide, is practice. Practice, practice, practice. What I do is I type up exactly what I'm going to say, kind of verbatim, so that, especially with stuff like this presentation is timed. We have 20 seconds per slide. So we have 20 seconds to say what we need to say and then like move on to the next topic. So I type up what I'm going to say verbatim so that I can time it and make sure that it's kind of all coherent and together. And I practice. I'm constantly like, this class was at noon today, which is Friday, and I met with my group at 11. And because my anxiety was so bad, like I woke up at 7 because I couldn't sleep, and so I practiced from essentially then until 11. Like I just kept repeating it to myself. I practice in like different settings, so like I look in the mirror, I practice it, I read it right off of the paper first, and then I kind of gradually, like as I remember more of it, I kind of take the paper away. And I have a note card that has kind of just like, remember these important words. It doesn't matter how you say them, just that like you kind of put them out there in a way that makes sense. preparation is really important. If you don't practice, your anxiety is just gonna, at least for me, it goes kind of haywire and, you know, I'm screwed. We had it all timed out perfectly and the presentation was fine, but we didn't have like kind of the outline and like the slides that we have to hand in when we present. It's kind of an issue, and that's why I could feel myself starting to get like a panic attack as class was going on. And then they said that they were only doing 4 groups and we were the 5th group, so I was fine after that. One last thing is, I find that when I wear clothes that kind of make me feel like better, I look better. I don't wear clothes that are kind of like bummy, like I don't wear sweatshirts. I wear a nice shirt and I'll wear nicer pants, whether they're jeans or like dress pants or a skirt or a dress. I wear clothes that I feel good in, that I know I look good in. As vain as that may sound, it makes such a huge difference. So like wearing clothes that you feel comfortable in, but like, you know, you like look good in and that are kind of appropriate for what you're doing. Those are kind of the important things about saying that the looks are important, but they are. It's how you come across, which is important when presenting, and it makes you feel better if you look well dressed. Or at least it makes me feel better, because I am super vain and care far too much about looks. I do. But preparation is key. Don't have everything you're gonna have written down on an index card, because I feel like when I have the index card, it kind of, sometimes it helps, and other times, like if I have too much information written on them, it makes it worse, because I'm like, oh god, I'm panicking about saying something. Oh god, I'm panicking about like, where on the index card am I? And there were people today that they kept tripping over their words because they did not have it memorized and they were trying too hard to read everything off of their index card. So don't do that. What I do before I have to present anything, I would literally kind of just pace back and forth, and I would have kind of the outline in my hands, and I would just walk and I would like speak, and anytime I tripped over my words, I would make like a dying whale noise or some sort of strange noise would be emitted from my mouth, just to get it all out of my system. And I felt like that helped so much. Like, I would always go into it like, oh my god, I'm gonna do so badly, like it's gonna be so horrible, like I'm gonna trip over my words and make a god-awful noise. But because I had done it so much before, I got it out of my system. So I didn't do it, which was awesome. So that's helpful if you have to literally just walk around your room making like dying whale noises. That's what I do, and it works. I don't know. And if you're not the first group to present and you're kind of in the middle, a good way to calm down is focus on your breathing. Keep reading your speech and going over it. And I do kind of, but yeah, I think that's it. I hate public speaking. It is the bane of my existence. It is, however, better than, like Dan is Not on Fire said, when you're sitting in an audience and get randomly picked. I scrunch so that they don't pick me, because, you know, the smaller you are, the less likely they are to see you. So I guess that's it for this week's video. I hope it was at least a little bit helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe and all that. Bye!